This one. In the top center we have, also top left we have right light, and in the right center we have soO. Now can soO make it happen on this map? It's one of the greatest, arguably the best Terran currently. Alright. Let's see what we're gonna get here. Looks like a hatchery first from soO. There we go. Just gonna send down that drone. On the other side, it's gonna be a standard barracks opening here for light. Very interesting placement. It's not going to go with a wall or any kind of sorts. I think your exit is about here or something on this map for this spawning position, or here. Wait, this is down. This should be here on the right though, right? Like it should be the far mineral side. Not really sure, and he's going to the natural. This is an interesting kind of backward barracks position here. Gotta say. So this is the natural for him. And for light. And there's the ramp. It's interesting. He doesn't even wall, but he also places his very far backward. That means that his marines have to walk through the mineral line if they want to go and assist in that natural. And he immediately lifts that up to the top and lands it again. So he's gonna wall in. Oh, this is gonna be two base wraith build. No, a 2 gate 2 starport wraith. So he's gonna wall in an SCV, I guess. On the top here with the factory and the barracks, so you can bring him later down. He's not even gonna make a marine. What the F, man. soO did see him, did he? He did see him, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did see him with the Overlord. Can't believe if he didn't check that. But yeah, there's gonna be actually a 2 base. This is a 2 base wraith build. No marines. No F's given. Light. What a crazy build. It's gonna go scout now. So there he brings that SCV and he makes a supply depot now here. Not sure, man. Not sure what this is all about. So it opens up this path again. He goes into just a vulture, I guess. Oh, this might have been to kind of block a bad SCV path or something. Not sure. Now he makes the armory back here. Is this Goliath build? Alright, alright. Still not sure why that barracks had to be sitting over here in that corner for so long. But yeah, he has one vulture now across the map. There's gonna be the lynx. They will find the vulture. Or is it the other way around? At least they'll die. There's a couple more lynx around the map. There's a few overlords hovering here and there. soO has had some good vision so far. We still have to wait and see if this is a full-on mech build or if he wants to do something different with this. I haven't seen any additional production facilities, but there we go. There's your factory number 2. And that should mean that we will see a bunch of Goliaths, because there's gonna be that spire. Goliath build is back. And we do see a few marines here as well. There's gonna be a bunker, at least 1 marine. He might make 2. Yeah, he's gonna make 2. It's gonna be the second gas in a moment. Oh, no. Oh, it's just the rally point, I'm sorry. It's actually only mining with 2 on gas right now. Might want to change that soon to get his upgrade going. And the range as well. soO's gonna try to come in with a bunch of links here right now. Trying to come in. But the start of the defense looks very good. Now he's gonna catch a Goliath though. That's really good for him. He can reduce the Goliath count already so early in the game. And he brings even in more links. They will get chased down by the vulture eventually. Oh, maybe not. Comes down to micro here. Can Light keep this one alive? Oh, and he gets caught in the corner. And now there's 3 soO links inside the base of Light. I'm gonna shoot at the SCVs here. But already the Goliath's coming in for the reinforcement. But these SCVs are gonna be a little bit lower now in that game. And eventually if mutas come in to try and harass this base, well, then will be a few less bounces needed to clear out those guys. And of course full vision here. He sees the position of the turrets, which is really nice. He kills even an SCV. Oh, he might get a second one. Wow, can't believe it. That Ling man. SCV also coming in, gets a really good scout here on our soO base. There's the 3rd hatchery. Where are the mutas? There they are. 6 mutas. So with that many turrets and double Goliath production, there's a bunker with a couple of marines. There's already 4 Goliaths out. I think Light is pretty safe. There might be this depot which could stick out a little bit, so you could harass the depot a little bit and maybe gets a few good bounces. I'm gonna try to kill a turret. I don't think he does it, but that's a lot of commitment there. He gets a Goliath as well. Range is gonna be finishing in a second. And where you kill 1 turret, there's gonna be 2 more built. That's how Terran Bryans work. Can harass that gas a little bit, but that 1 turret with the vision from that energy base actually quite nasty then. And good rotation on the Goliaths here. You'll be able to fight off these mutas. It's gonna trade a Goliath for a muta. That's gonna be good for the Terran. And soO does go into damage. Okay, so I was thinking you want to go into armor. Because the Goliaths, they shoot 2 missiles, so that should be a double applied armor there. I guess, of course, you just want to kill them as fast as you can, because your glaives do get the additional damage, right? Man, good repair on that gas. And we see the factory explosion here now happening. He's even gonna repair up the 1 Goliath that was damaged here. soO's still going very heavily on mutas here. Now going at the armor, so it's gonna be 1-1 mutas eventually. And yeah, he might just make mutas, like thousands of them, against the Goliaths. We've seen that before as a viable strategy in the past. Mutas coming in, he could maybe catch these Goliaths out in the front. I don't think the Goliaths are high enough number to actually fight this off. But the reinforcements do come in, so maybe the math does change just enough here in favor of Light. But soO will reset the Goliath count quite heavily here, and he will keep... I think there was a good trade for soO that looked really good for him. He keeps a bunch of his mutas alive, and he has now a lot of possibilities, for example, to kill these depots, to harass. Should probably try to dive in a little bit more there actively with those guys. Now there we see the armor upgrade coming in here for the Goliaths. It's going to be extremely helpful against these mutas. This is again a little bit aggressive. If soO has a bunch of links with this, if he has like 6 links with this or something, he can so easily crush these Goliaths. Even though Goliaths are decent against links, they're not good against 2 targets at once, right? If you have mutas are always really good in conjunction with links. They are like insanely well profiting from those like, so well. He's constantly resetting the Goliath count here. There's only one Goliath left. It's pretty low, but this time that was a very big investment here from soO. He is quite low on meters. It was more of a trade here. And Goliaths are cheaper, they're easier to reproduce. But soO is not giving up, he's just gonna arm wrestle this, it seems. It's gonna be the starboard coming in here. So we have the armory, of course, and if you see just more and more... Like, this is nonsense, right? From the Terran point of view. If you see more and more meters, you just go eventually into Valkyries. And you don't care about meters anymore. You're like, man, yeah. I actually don't need Goliaths to beat your meter flock. I can just make Valkyries. Of course, that's gonna be when the Scourge come in, but as long as it keeps a few Goliaths with his army, Scourge are not that big of an issue. A couple of vultures moving in now, trying to shoot some drones, only gets one. Oh, one vulture gets blocked here. Gets a few more, not too many though. Light is trying to establish a third base. I don't think this was seen yet by soO. This would be an easy kill, but it's a greedy third. I like it, and it's gonna be very helpful. He still has a bunch of Goliaths here. He's gonna move them over, but we do have almost two groups of meters, or at least 1.5. Oh, soO coming in like in between the Goliaths. They have a very big arc, and that's basically the engagement how they want to fight meters. They want to be in a very big line and try to hit the meters all at once, while the meters have to walk a long distance to try and kill the Goliaths themselves. But we do see the transition into Hydras. Oh my god, man. How do those vultures just don't die? I'm so used to them like getting popped so easily. soO needs to identify this third base. I don't think he still hasn't seen. I guess he knows about it now, yeah. But that was such a big mistake, letting that get up so easily. I mean, it was one turret and one command center for the longest time. Now it's gonna be a bunch of turrets, it's gonna be a bunch of Goliaths, it's gonna be the command center, a lot of SCVs, some structures even helping out here. And we do have a big minefield now set up as well. So things are looking very good for Light. And honestly, there's still no spellcaster, there's still no hive, there's gonna be a vulture drop even into that main base. There's finally the Queen's Nest, but this is so late, it feels like. If Light pushes very soon, and there's not gonna be that Defiler mount. Oh, he's going into Queens first. I would have still wanted to see. I think you still need Dark Swarm, honestly, to hold off that initial aggression. Because if you think about it, like if you look at the army, it's mostly Goliaths. So he's kind of thinking tanks, right? That's why he goes into Broodlings. But it's Goliaths, so what he wants here is he wants Plague or Dark Swarm, or in best case both. But Light is basically faking him out. He's throwing in so many vultures that you'd think, oh, he's going tank vulture. But he's in fact not, he's just making more and more Goliaths. So he will eventually just come and try to overwhelm with those. And soO just has the wrong army. He goes into Queens now. They're not gonna do well against Goliaths. He needs that hive, right? He's building an anti-tank army. Hydralisk Queen. Against the tanks you don't really need the Dark Swarm that desperately, because they're gonna AoE you down anyways. He sees this high count of Goliaths, and I think this is where he notices that he made a mistake. And he's simply not gonna have the army to deal with this. I mean, the army supply is huge in favor of Light. And he's setting up a good position for himself now across the map. He can't send his reinforcements forward, and he's still just making Goliaths. He's getting siege mode now, at 14 minutes into the game. This is the 4th base for soO. This was very, very late, considering how fast the third from the Terran was. And soO setting up a big arc here. But again, he's just missing the crucial piece of tech And I think he's underestimating the power of the Infestor and why so many people just go for the Infestor. It's like a fix-all for Zerg. And now soO's gonna push in? I don't think about this, bro. He doesn't have the vision here. The Overlords are lacking behind. And I think that was a lot of overconfidence here from soO. That's basically it. Now Light can just go across the map. Look at this, so many Goliaths behind us. Those Mutas are just getting absolutely obliterated here. And the Hydras are getting decapitated as well here. Everyone is gonna lose their head. The Overlords are gonna splatter as well. Science vessels are having fun too. And man, those Goliaths are just no fun. They're no fun, man. They're here to shoot people, and those people are Hydras. They walk on things. And GG's called, so yeah, there you go. That was a really, really crazy misread from soO. What an insane misread. It was a good disguise, I want to say, from Light, but he did a lot of good things, which soO just... He was missing information, he was basically missing scouting intel, a lot of scouting intel.